Are we set to go? We good? All right. First, just want to start off and say thank you. Looking forward to what should be a great basketball game tomorrow night at Notre Dame. A team that's they're talented, a tough place to play, but a big game for us. You know, we're right in the middle of our conference crunch, as I like to say. You're down to your last 2 weeks, and some very important and meaningful games. So I'm expecting just a very intense and good basketball game tomorrow night. It's such a mess right now of when you look who still has to play each other and what's out there. We're just concerned about one game at a time right now. We've got, just because it's not you win one, you win two, you could be here. I mean, it's chaos right now. So, it's a huge game for them. It's a huge game for us, as well as a lot of games these next 2 weeks. I mean, I guess it's how it's worked out where we're playing them twice in 10 days. I think it was a similar to last year as well. So it's going to be, I think, a really good basketball game.
Jeff, a month or so ago, we sat in here and you talked about wanting to see growth as far as from all up and down your roster. I know you're still at times turning it over, but other than the turnovers, do you feel like you've seen that growth? Because you're different. You're different than you were a month and a half ago.
No, we are. I think it first starts at the defensive end of the floor. I think we have become a better defensive team. Now, we might not have showed it there in the second half of that Clemson game, but up to that point in the first half, we really did some really nice things, and we've got to continue to have that mindset of we've got to come up with stops first, because when we're able to get out in transition and look for baskets, we've been pretty efficient at scoring the ball. So we just got to continue to get better, continue to challenge ourselves, and then offensively, at times we're really good. We're patient. We get the ball reversed. We're making people chase us. When we do that, we shoot it at a pretty darn good clip. I mean, we're shooting 46% from the field as a team, at a 35 from three. So both of them are very good. Now it's just a matter of, can we continue to do that? Because we're going to be playing a much better, defensive team tomorrow night, who's going to challenge us and make us work.
Sorry, go.
I just think, as you mentioned, playing Notre Dame twice in a matter of 10 days, is there any kind of value or anything that factors into playing a team that much in a short period of time?
No, I mean, just for the fact that you won't have to do a whole new a scouting report. Not much is going to change in 3 games. We'll play them tomorrow night, then we're at Boston College, Miami here at home, and then we play them again. So it's not going to be something where you're going to have to go back and say, okay, remember when they did this. It's going to be clear in 10 days of knowing what worked, what didn't work, what we have to work on, what we have to continue to try and do. So I guess it's just the way the schedule has worked out the past few years.
Coaches, horse trainers all talk about peaking at the right time, looking at the big picture and thinking about, in your case, March, and Derby case, the first Saturday. Is that something you subscribe to? And in that timeline, where does your team fit into?
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, you want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the season. It's, everybody talks about March Madness. It's what do you do in the NCAA, the tournament. So are we playing our best? No, but I think we're playing better, and that's what we have to continue to do. I've been really pleased with CC and Morgan and Liz, accepting coming off the bench now, because what it's done for us, it gives us scoring now when we go to the bench, which is something we haven't had consistent of, and now we do. And I think Marissa Russell has been playing extremely well during that 4-game stretch, and we're going to need her to continue to play well. So when you've got a bunch of players that are able to come off the bench and give you a lift, it's not one of those we've gotten to their bench. Now we can really go at them. Where for us, we're just as talented. So excited for how everyone has accepted their role, and now we've got to continue to improve.
Marissa not only made a couple threes in the last couple games, but she's been on the floor kind of in crunch time. And the other day she made a couple plays that were like kind of high IQ basketball
Yep.
plays. Is that her? I mean, is that why she's out there?
Well, yeah, and she's getting in better shape. I mean, that's the one thing for Riss. It's always been a challenge for her, but she's really been putting in the time and effort so she can, when she's out there, she's not as fatigued. Because when you get physically fatigued, you get mentally fatigued, and then that's when you start having your breakdowns. But she's been doing a really good job. I'm proud of her. I'm happy for her. I want them all to do well. And when you start seeing the hard work pay off, it validates what they're doing, and that's what you need. Because all because you work hard doesn't guarantee that you're going to have success, but it sure is nice when once in a while you see some of it.
Kind of going along those lines, you talked about how Marissa can kind of be that Picasso and how she's kind of, those two playing off one another, I guess. How would you just kind of describe that relationship right now? Like, how much would you say she's learned from Picasso this season?
Well, I think everybody can learn a ton from Koss. I mean, just how she plays at both ends of the floor. Now, is she lighting it up, shooting the basketball? No, but she's never really done that. But what she does to provide the energy, the defense, she does a great job of passing the basketball. She's got 83 assists to 33 turnovers. It's quite impressive. And then I think she makes everyone else on the floor better. And it's contagious. When you have someone that brings that energy, playing as hard as she is, if you're not, man, you stick out like a sore thumb. And that's the last thing you want is for your teammate to be giving it all they've got, and for you to not. So I think that's what she brings us, and I think Riss is learning from that. Riss has done some really good some good things. I mean, she's shooting close to 38% from three. She's rebounding the ball. She's cut her turnovers down the past 4 or 5 games. So now she's close to a 1-to-1 on the season, assist to turnover. And that's what we have to have. And then Reek, she can give us that offensive punch. She shoots the ball. She can score. She's got 25 assists to 14 turnovers, so she takes care of the ball. So we have a bunch of them that, if we can get everybody playing their best, we have a chance to be really good.
With Notre Dame, what is the key? Obviously, you mentioned it is a tough place to play. It's probably going to be loud and crowded. What's the key against them though this season?
Well, we've got to make sure that we take care of the basketball. We can't let them just get going and give them easy baskets because we turn it over in the open court. If we're going to turn the ball over, it needs to be a dead ball turnover so we can get set back up on defense. We have to rebound the basketball. They have great size at their guards, their posts, and we've got to make sure that we're in there competing and boxing out. It's a team that out rebounds their opponents plus 10 on the boards. They do a really nice job of going to the offensive glass. They're a really good basketball team, and we're going to have to come out and play really, really well.
Following up on Bicasa, I've always had the take that she's sort of the heart and soul of this team, taking nothing away from anyone else, that she's
No.
the engine. Is that fair? And, I mean, for me, some of that's not just the numbers that you don't see, it's also the personality. I mean, would you talk about that and what she lends to this team?
Well,
Just
with-
toughness?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Koss brings that energy, that fight. She brings everything you want from a kid that might not get you 20 every night, but what she contributes is just as important as scoring. She's not going to back down from anyone. She's able to guard, 1 through 5 for us at times. She's just got a heart of a champion, and it's just as important to her to come up with the steal as it is to score. And she does a great job of setting up her teammates as well. Things you don't see are the screen assists where she gets down the floor and will set a flare screen for someone. Just those things that you might not be aware of if you're not really dialed in from like as we do as a coach going, hey, that's a great screen right there. It's not going to go down in the stats, but it's what got the shot. And those are the things that she does. And then she's just always trying to uplift. And I think that's a talent, it's a skill, it's a trait that she has. She got a little off there the first 3 minutes of our Clemson game. She missed a couple shots that weren't guarded. She started getting frustrated. I called her over. I said, that's enough. And then she snapped out of it. And the thing about it, after the game, it's refreshing because she sends me a text and she's like, my dad said the same thing. That behavior was not acceptable. It won't happen again. And I'm like, gosh, I'm not concerned about it happening again. But it's just refreshing because it's like, what she's getting. What her mindset is as well. And she bounced right back, and now she's excited to go again tomorrow night.
You still have hopefully over a month or a month and a half
Yeah.
with her left, but I've always kind of wondered, is she a coach down there? I mean, could you see a player, because you've had some like that, but I don't know that you've ever really had one that just kind of takes control like she does out there.
I think she could be. I mean, I'm getting the emails all day that I've got to hire her, and I'm all for it. I'm just, I'm going to start replying. I think it's great. Would you be willing to fund that position? So they just opened up two new assistant spots within basketball. So anyone out there that you send me the email say I should hire her, I think it's a great idea. Please feel free to write that check, and I'm sure I can get that passed without a problem if someone is willing to fund it. So I'm all for it. Now, Koss wants to get, it might be sports performance, whatever it might be, but I'm pretty sure she wants to stay around athletics. I just keep telling everybody I see in our community, unless you have a job that is a specific trait, skill, something has to be, taught. You an accountant, I'm not sure you want to hire to do your taxes because I'm not sure she's ever done it. If it's a surgery, I'm not sure she'd do that very well. But if you've got a business where you teach someone what to do, I'd hire that kid in a heartbeat. I mean, her personality, she knows how to communicate with people. It's just infectious. It's someone that I'm telling you would do your business well, because she is just a winner and carries herself top notch.
What have you seen from Olivia Miles, and what will be the key in kind of containing her a little bit?
Well, she's a heck of a ball player. I mean, she's got 172 assists to 81 turnovers. She averages over 7 boards a game from the point guard spot. She's a competitor. She competes. She wants the ball in her hands. We just got to try to make things as difficult as we can. She's going to score. It's not somebody you're just going to limit from scoring. She's going to get her points. You've just got to try to make things as difficult as you can. Not let her just come down the floor. Don't forget to pick the ball up, which then gives her vision, because she enjoys passing the ball as much as she does shooting the ball. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.